Lesson 715 is called Factor Theorem. Factor Theorem is very similar to the Remainder Theorem on 714. Factor Theorem says that if f of a number comes out to equal 0, then x minus a is a factor of f of x. Okay, so before on the Remainder Theorem we said that we could find a remainder quicker if we just plug in an x value and see what y is. Well, now we know that if we plug in an x value and we get it to have no remainder, then that means it actually is a factor. So there should not be a remainder when it asks you, is something a factor? Number 1 says, which of the following functions has a factor of x minus 6? So it might help you to put parentheses around that. And so, again, we could do synthetic division where we have our 6 and we do each of these, but that's going to take really longer than just plugging in f of 6. So this tells us to plug in x is 6. And so the first one would be 6 cubed plus 9 times 6 squared plus 14 times 6 minus 30. And I just put it all in my calculator at once. I use parentheses when I go to plug a number in. 6, and then remember the little up arrow? That's your exponent button. Cubed, arrow over, plus 9, parentheses 6. There's a squared button right here. Plus 14 times 6 minus 30. And so that got a remainder of 594, so it is not that one. Okay, so then I would try it for this one. So I'd put in a 6 here, here, here. And on that one, I got a remainder of 6, and so it's not that one. The next one, plug in 6s everywhere. And I ended up getting 600 on that one, so I went ahead and tried the next one, and I got a remainder of 0. So that means this one has a factor of x minus 6. And then number 2 on this problem is similar to the number 2 we had on the last lesson. We have a function with a variable k in it, and it tells us that x minus 1 is a factor. And so what this tells me right here is that if I plug in an x value of positive 1, I should come out with no remainder, or a y value of 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 0 in here for y, and I'm going to plug in positive 1 for x. And then I'm going to solve for k. So 1 cubed is still 1, times 3 is 3. Negative 8 times 1 is negative 8. I'm going to combine my like terms. 3 minus 8 is negative 5. And then add 5 to 0. So k must equal 5. Okay, so again, take the opposite of the factor to figure out what x value to plug in and make the y come out to be 0.